How it feel to be a dad, how it feel to be a man. You provide by any means, and we sticking to the plan. Yeah, I do this for my seed. Come and listen, come and see. Remember, it was just me. Now it's all about me. Lead by example. This for my child. I swear that I got you for life. Went from the court to talking about buckets. Now we talking Pampers and wipes. I really love this though. Look at you and get inspired. You the fuel to my fire. Come here, let me change your diaper. Diaper dash.
Yo, what's going on, man? I know you guys ain't seen us in a minute. We've been kind of on the outskirts, but it's your boy
Boog. Welcome back to Diaper Dads Podcast Season 4. Listen, first off, I want to start off with our deepest and sincerest apologies. There's been so much been going on over the last 90 days. Oh my God, it's finally, I feel like a big relief. There's so much going on in the world. There's been so much been going on with us. How's everything been going on, bro?
Man, everything's been good, man. I told you, a couple of days ago, got 3 teeth pulled, had my wisdom tooth, and then another tooth that was being blocked by the wisdom tooth, and then another tooth that had got a cavity in the root. So they were like, yo, you got to pull this. But it was, I was telling myself, man, it's all on me, because I remember younger, everyone was like, the doctor or the dentist was like, yo, you got to get your wisdom teeth pulled. But I was not a fan of that, because my joints were coming in this way and not up straight. So I was just like not a fan of it. And then literally, man, 15 years later, niggas was like, yo, that wisdom teeth fucked up 2 other teeth. So you got to get that shit pulled. So that shit kind of hurt me a little bit, but it's been going good, yo. My face is maybe slightly swollen a little bit. But other than that, man, it's been all right, yo. Everyone's like, yo, you got 3 teeth pulled?
Especially at this age, it's definitely an experience and a habit. That's why when you texted me, I'm like, bro, you waited how long now? And you just now I remember when I got my shit pulled, I was 15, like.
Yo, I just don't be fucking.
I don't either, but
man.
still,
I be scared.
Like,
I was scared, and that's why we're trying to get Nova. We're trying to get. I don't know if you guys got a dentist yet, but we're trying to get Nova to the dentist, so that way she's not scared and nervous. But I've always been like, I'm never a fan of the never been. A fan of the dentist ever.
They've been to the dentist 3 times, no problems. So now. Okay.
How did the first experience?
I sat with them for the first one. Oh no, did I go with the first? No, I wasn't there. Where was I? Was I working? The second time I went, I sat with them in the chair, and then the third time, both sat by himself. And that's my boy. He very aware of his surroundings, so he don't play that shit. But he did it, bro. He's doing that now. He's sitting in the barber chair by himself, getting his own haircut these days. Like, bro, a lot has been going on, bro. Ever since season ended. Me and wifey went ahead and flew out to San Diego, came back, fucking had COVID. So we were stuck in the house for 2 weeks, all 4 of us. And then, bro. And then, so that's when we decided after Ashley realized how COVID was, how the experience would be. She still worries about it, but she's way more relaxed than she was before when this shit first kicked off. So the kids are now in the world, you know what I mean? We outside taking them to the stores, we going here, we going there, we doing this, we doing that. But along comes with everyone gets sick every 3 days. So, and a part of having a big family, if one's sick, the other one is right there behind him, bro. So I'm coming home. I was telling you off air, I'm coming home tomorrow, right? I have had to reschedule this trip twice. Well, 3 times if you count the first initial trip. We were supposed to come, and then we got a severe cough, a real bad cough, which was some chest congestion shit, and then we were supposed to come home last weekend. Cassidy decided to wake up with her face swollen. This week we go to the beach Sunday. They all both of them come back congestion now. We don't know what the hell's going on, but all in all, we're coming home. We're going back home, so I'm excited about that. They haven't been to Maryland since November. Mm-hmm. So it's been one hell of a ride, bro.
How was the beach? Cause was that their first time?
No, hell no. Ashley lived in California for 10 years, so she was at the beach. They've been to the beach. I know that. What I'm saying is that the reason why they've been to the beach multiple times because of that. Ashley loves to, so they've been going to the beach for a while. They love.
Okay. How far is the beach?
About an hour and a half. Depends on what beach you go to. If you want to go to Maine, it's like an hour and a half. If you want to go to like New Hampshire, it's an hour. All depends on which. Like I like to go to Maine honestly because it's quieter up there. Like ain't too much ratchet shit. Like the Hampton Beach, the one that's closer, bro. That shit is like Ocean City 2.0. Like.
Yo, and that's the only issue about it here, yo. Everything is like 3 hours away, yo. Because we're actually going to the beach next weekend. And that's going to be Noah's first time. But, like, everything is far. Like, Virginia Beach, Ocean City, still 3 hours, 3.5 hours.
But at least if y'all going to Virginia Beach? Yeah,
we're going to go to Virginia
kill
Beach.
Two birds with one stone, you know what I mean? Go down to the beach. Go shoot over, see the family. Maybe not stay with the family, but go see the family. Shoot back to the beach. You know what I mean?
I'm not really a fan of that like that, yo. I was telling Jazz because she's going back down there in the next 2 weeks. I'm like, yo, I've always been an advocate of saying like, yeah, you can't visit everyone.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, you can't see everyone. You just gotta like pick certain individuals and then just keep it moving. But to her, she's like, nah, like if I'm down there, like I want to see people, this, that, and that. I'm like, yo, and
you know what? I 1,000% agree with her, and I understand it because when you live in a place where you don't have you don't know what your identity is in society, and what I mean by that is like. You don't have like your friends where you can call like, hey, let's go grab a drink or shit like that. Like, so when you go back home, it's like a extravaganza. You see every time we go, I come back home, I see you, I try to see everybody in 48 hours and then I burnt the fuck out.
She not going. She don't want to go out to drink.
I know
that. Not on that shit. She just want to go. Family. They was just up here like 2 weeks ago. Remember?
Yeah, bro. When you're not, when it's not quickly available to, then you realize it. Like, yo, how much you'll miss somebody.
She's going back down there again 2 weeks after that.
All right.
That's 3 times. That's 3 times.
Bro, I've been home. This is my 3rd time home in about 6 weeks. So I mean, shit. You feel me? Like you just want to see everybody, and maybe it's probably not. It don't make sense until it happens. It makes sense. Definitely. It doesn't make sense to you, but if it were you, it would make sense. That's all I'm gonna say.
Now, this is the part that doesn't make sense. I'm not saying you can't see everyone. You can't plan to see all these people. Okay. That's what I'm saying. Yo, obviously, you're going to see your mom. You're going to see your brother. But we can't see those. We can't, you know what I mean? We can't see 4 people within those same week. What I'm saying is, all right, Joe, you know you're going to see your mom and your dad. Lock it down. Your brother, lock it down. Cool. Next week, I'm going to come by. The next 2 weeks, I'm going to come by. I'm going to come fuck with y'all for another, I'm still seeing my mom in that moment. Then after that, I'm going to come down another 2 weeks. I'm going to come fuck with y'all over there on that side. But you can't, it's just, you can't see, you're not going to be able to see. Obviously, you're going to see your mom, your dad, your brother. Those are going to be the main people. But we can't see Tasha. We can't see Shane. We can't see Lawrence every time we come down. That's just... It's not realistic, but you be feeling like it is. Like you just feel that you can do it, and you can't. You feel drained though, because you gotta remember this. You gotta remember this too. It's different because when she goes home, she's bringing Nova everywhere. It's not like Mom Dukes is gonna hold her down. She's trying to bring Nova everywhere. So I'm just like, and you gonna be ready
Man,
for the
bro,
day,
you got
man.
every time I come home, I'd be exhausted. Actually, I'd be trying to get into bed, but every time I come home coming back, coming from seeing y'all and shit, moms and everybody, bro, I'm in the bed by like 8:45, like trying to fight to keep my eyes open. But it was all worth it in the end. So it's not. It's just probably just the effort thing. Like she's just trying to make sure she can try to see everybody. If she can't, she can't. Whatever. But no pressure. But yeah, nah, it's definitely a thing when you don't live home, when you're not really like involved in society with like other new people around you and homies you can call up that are down the street and shit like that. When you get home, it's on because you ain't seen your homie in so long. It's like, all right, bet. Every time I text you 3 weeks out, like, yo, where are we going? What are we doing? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's just it's what happens when you live away from home. Bro, this feels so good. Sit back on this couch. You have no idea, bro. I had to dust everything off. This shit's crazy. Bro, they're good. They're healthy for the most part.
Oh, how's Bo been doing with the speech
that little
therapy
nigga don't
stuff?
shut up, bro. He all day, all day, and he don't stop. When he call you, you better pay attention. If not, he gonna call you.
He gonna keep calling.
Daddy. Yes, bro. Daddy. I'll be staring dead in his face. Yes, bro. Daddy.
Yeah, you literally have to like really like say, oh yes.
I gotta
like,
grab him by his face and like, what? Yes, I'm here. I'm locked in with you. But bro, he's been thriving. He's been talking so much. They're starting to talk to each other a lot more now. That's the cool thing about it is like a lot of people don't realize that they think that they have that twin connection, that silent twin connection when they don't really talk. But on the same note, like I see them ask each other questions, and I force them to talk to each other. Like don't get me involved. Like you guys talk to each other now, and they're just doing well.
Motherfuckers 2 years old and some change. You like, yo,
cause bro, you can't fix everything. You can't be involved in everything. Like you just gotta let them go. You know what I mean? And I realized that recently with B, like homie, he don't need you in his face. Like he needs his own space to calm down. If he, you know what I mean? If he going through something, let him figure it out. He'll calm down. Cassidy, she just, I didn't know 2-year-olds turn 18 real quick because she's, no, you go get it. If she told me that one time, I'd snatch my neck back so quick. I was like, what? No, you go get it. Rolled her little neck. I'm like, all right, bro, you got one more time before I really got to do something about this. But nah, it's,
No, it would be the same way too. No, daddy. You calm down right now. Calm down right now.
I ain't got that one yet. I ain't gonna take
everything, calm down. Hold on, wait. Just calm down, mommy. You gotta calm down. Just wait 1 minute.
But the thing is, though, is that you can't be mad at them because they're just repeating everything they hear now. You know what I mean? They getting that shit from somebody.
Like
now.
Facial expressions, everything. I'll say something. She'll look at her mom like, what is he saying?
I know. It's funny because when Bo does something, when he likes to, I swear he's like a nude exhibitionist or something. Like this motherfucker would drop his pants and just do taking off around the house butt ass naked. And every time I'll say it, I'm like, boy, just trying to get him to calm down. Like, what are you doing? He's been walking around the house today. Before bath time, he was walking around the house. Boy. Like he's slightly turning into me, and it's kind of funny. He's like turning into me with Ashley's like tempo, like being just on the go 24/7, bro. It's like they're changing. They're like humans now. Like,
it's funny to see the whole transition because it's like that right around they about to become 3, they kind of just really pick up their own personality, like of picking up different little things, like picking up stuff from you and then mom and then grandma and then aunts. And then they kind of just put all that together and then they kind of become themselves. You know what I mean? It's interesting to watch. It really is, just to sit back and be like, dang, she really picked up on that. Or, oh, she remembers that, like the other day, she told Jasmine, she's like, Mommy, you're a girl, you're pretty, daddy boy, he's handsome. Like, just remembering little stuff like that. Or my grandma, I call her Gramps. And Jasmine's like, oh, you see Grandma Una today? And she was like, you mean Gramps? And she never said that, but she always hears me say it, and she just picks up on it. But they be having some shit in that vault, just waiting to unleash.
They'll have some shit tucked in the cut, and then they'll do like the typical repeat everything they hear, like, fuck. I remember one time I did something, I was like, oh shit. And I heard Cassie in the background, oh shit. I'm like, Cassie, you can't be saying that. They got that immediate repetitiveness, but the other stuff that like naturally happens throughout the day, like how you move during your day to day, it's starting to come out. I don't know about
what activities are
bro. We have them in everything underneath the sun. We're in soccer. I had Bo in basketball. Cassidy was in gymnastics. She was also in dance. That's it. That was all we could find right now. And that shit's be expensive as hell, especially at this age. It's weird because it's like for like parents that are around our stages, it's weird because like when you sign your kids up for these like parent and me classes, like that shit really is for you. Like that gymnastic shit, you're helping them flip. You're running around with them. You're doing everything. You know what I mean? You're trying to keep them focused. So it really ain't like it's not like they're like all fully like involved. Like Cassidy's like fully involved. That nigga Bo, bro, we put him in gymnastics the last time, not this third time, the second time around. Yo, he was like taking off, just running off, doing a whole bunch of shit. I told Ashley, I was like, listen, we not spinning this 350 again. Fuck that. No. And then he'll because it works because it's good with your coordination and shit like that. So like I get that portion of it. So we signed him back up for it, but he would like do something and then run off. And then when you tell him like I need you to follow direction, he'll follow direction for like 2 minutes and he'll just take off again. That's when I realized was like he's just not into it. So I was
we got Nova in like this gymnastics class thing. And it's funny because the class, they do like a bunch of gymnastics and sing-alongs and all this shit. And the good thing about it is like there's so many kids that their attention span just isn't there just because they're kids. So like they'll start off in a circle, and at first, like the first day we went, like they'll have like 8 kids, like 2 kids will just be like running off, like doing whatever. But like that's how they organize it. Like it's okay for them to do it. And I think that's great because at that age, it's like it's only a certain amount of kids that's gonna like sit down, pay attention, listen, go step by step. Where they really just allow the kids to kind of just be who they are and just kind of roam and, just interact with other kids. And I love that. I love that shit because I was talking to this other parent, just telling her the same shit. And she was like, yeah, like if they were different, we probably wouldn't be here right now because, like I said, when you're around that 2-3 age, kids ain't paying attention.
You should see the disaster the soccer shit is. Like Bo, he don't even want to kick the soccer ball. He just go run around, and that's what I'm saying. For like parents that are like at our stages is really important, right? Because our kids are pandemic babies, so we're really just getting them out for the socialization, being around the kids, getting away, like trying to push them more away from us and let them fall onto the like instructor or whatever. But that's why they always keep those classes. They're like 30, 35 minutes at most. It's not like hours. Like we signed Cassidy up for gymnastics, and it's on Saturdays with soccer. So like it'll be soccer from 9 to 9:30, and then gymnastics from 10 to 11, 10:15 to 10:30 to 11:15. The first time we tried around, my mom was up here and she was exhausted by the time we got to gymnastics. So then at that point, I started realizing that she just wasn't trying to be around it. I was like, all right, you're not trying to be here. Let's get out of here. You know what I mean? Like, you got to get them. Like, if they're not into it, just it's okay. Like, let them be. You know, I put Bo in basketball. Didn't want to do it. That's the thing. He loves basketball. He loves playing basketball around the house. But it's something. There's a kid in that class that spooked his ass, and he didn't want to go back. But also, he's 2. It's a 3. It's a
young RJ3 class of 2040, 2038.
Hey, bro.
Ready to spook.
Yeah, he was. I don't know what he did. I don't know what he did to my boy, but you know what though? They need those type of experiences because they need to know who were the people they like to be around and shit like that. So, even then, like I would take them, and if we sat there in the corner, we just sat there in the corner. It's just a matter of getting them out the house, and you know what I mean. Granted, the class was for the sign up said all ages, but that shit was really like 4 to 5. And we signed up at first day because we were trying to get them into so many things. And he didn't know. So we'll just try again next year. He wants to play baseball. We'll try that again next year. Just keep trying. You know what I mean? Something's going to stick. But I don't care what the fuck you want to do, but you got to do something. I need you to be some type of structure, of environment, doing whatever. So we just keep going until we figure it out.
Well, it's funny when you said to just keep trying things. It made me think about that whole situation with Drake, talking about, you know, his son is basically going to be like a Rubik's Cube, something like expert or something like that. And you heard about that?
I believe it though.
Like, I forgot what. Oh! He was talking about LeVar Ball. He was talking about LeVar Ball, and I think he was talking about Ja Morant's father, and just, you know, basically like, man, you gotta tilt your hat to these guys, man. Like they've been the ultimate fathers, you know what I mean? This, that, and the third. And he's like, this is what he said. He's like, I'll be doing the same shit too if I was them. Only difference is my son's probably gonna be like in that Rubik's Cube. Like association, and then that's when this one dude was like, he said something back, and that's when it whole led to like Drake following his wife and blah blah blah. But I just wanted to touch on that one part of, you know, just like what you just said, you know, just throwing all these things out there, and then like things just don't work. Really you know what I mean? And then just trying to try to go to something else that like you really think they might, you know, enjoy. And I wonder how that kind of lesson goes, because I'm like, yo, there's a lot of kids out there that don't play sports, right? But there's a lot of kids out there that like enjoy doing something else other than sports.
It's no different than us enjoying sports. There's a passion for a craft at the end of the day.
And it's funny because like I don't know any kid. Like growing up, man, like shit, like you either was outside, or you wasn't outside. Like it wasn't anything you wasn't. It wasn't anything you wasn't outside. Like every kid was outside. Every kid played a sport. Like even if you wasn't good, there was a nigga that wasn't good. He would come to the court just to play, to be outside. Even if you played football, there was a nigga that was not good. He was there because that was just life. Like we're just saying now, like there's, you know, nowadays it's like fucking sign these kids up for coding class.
That's the evolution of society. You know what I mean? Like these tech babies is about to be these motherfucking next Elon Musk and shit like that. Like when we grew up, it was all sports, and you could naturally gravitate towards those people. So we never really saw that. You know what I mean? Even those people who were terrible at sports, they were trying to fit in with us. You know what I mean? Like it was never like, Oh, we was like, oh yeah, hey bro, let me get your number, I'm gonna hit you up. You know what I mean? Like we kept, remember we had that big ass group chat, hooping 8 o'clock, like, you know what I mean? Like we naturally gravitated towards those people. So that's gonna be the same way for our kids. It's just to figure out.
We had a group chat.
Oh, you went? Oh, you might have been in college at that point. Yeah, we had a group chat, big ass group chat. Or you weren't going to Supreme. It was something. It was one or two. I don't remember what it was. But you always knew though, so it didn't really matter.
I don't even remember people having a group
yeah,
chat,
I do.
It was
We used to get everybody to come up to like Supreme or like 8 o'clock, like right after volleyball. Everybody, like this is back when like Henry was at Georgetown, Eric was up at Notre Dame, like all when they was home for the summer, we all was there. You might have popped in a couple, but you were different though, because you wasn't really with the crowd, but you was with the crowd. It was like you popped in and popped out, and I
was always in my own lane. I never hung around with niggas. I never was at Supreme.
Exactly. See,
shit.
Yeah, you was one of them wicked fucks wearing Sperry's and shit. I was just talking about that shit today.
Yeah,
with your little fucking.
The natties.
Your little fucking sweater tied around your neck and shit like that. Walking into class. Yeah, get the
natties, man.
Fuck out of here, y'all. Yeah. So, but it's just interesting though, like, because now our kids are at that point where it's like we got to find out what they like, right? Like, we just we naturally throw them in things we did growing up, basketball. Ashley wanted Cassidy to do dance, gymnastics. We do it. Thankfully, she loves both of those. Bo loves baseball and basketball. Oh yeah. She likes doing that. So you know what I mean. Like now, it's just making sure we just keep signing up, and if she don't want to do it, and hey, keep moving. But it's funny. I wanted to touch on a point you was talking about because we talked about this plenty of episodes. But ain't it funny how like the narrative has switched up on LeVar Ball and like he really made that shit cool, bro. And I'm gonna tell you why. Cause like in the beginning, everybody was saying he was mad over Barron. I was one of those cats too. I didn't understand it though. I ain't no kids. But like looking back at it, that is one of the great, like that model is one of the greatest models I've ever seen.
I know, but I'm saying like there's been so many people that were before him, like Richard. They just did a movie on.
So
him,
that's where I mean? That's where I wanted to go with
it. Tiger Woods' father. Like there's been, oh man, it's hundreds of people that's been like them. But I think what I tell people all the time, the only difference is social media makes things more relevant than it is.
True.
Right? And one thing, maybe one day we'll talk about this, but, just to get off topic a little bit, like, the whole discussion about, like, is Chris Brown bigger than Michael Jackson? Right? And I just want to touch on this for a slight second. And the reason why I think it's a good discussion or argument is because back then, seeing someone like Michael Jackson or seeing any celebrity in person was bigger than anything because you only got to see them 2 times. It was either on TV or it was in person, right? But nowadays, because people are so accessible, they're so visual, people see Chris Brown on an Instagram post, YouTube, Snapchat. You get to actually like somewhat feel like you're in the audience or whatever so often in the normal that like that seeing him one time isn't the biggest thing ever. You get what I'm saying? And then like back then, like Michael Jackson, like not everyone had a TV. So like, you know what I mean? Like that's for another day.
I get what you're saying though.
But like, for example, the whole thing with LeVar, I think, it just comes down to social media. You know what I mean? Like being successful. Someone was just talking about this the other day. It doesn't always have to do with right place or right time or who you know or what you know. It has a lot to do with luck, right? And I think the whole situation with the Ball brothers, they just were lucky to be brought up in the right era, man. You know what I mean? Like, they came up on social media era. They were YouTube stars. They had their own YouTube channel. They were Snapchat, all that shit. His dad became very, very vocal, was on ESPN all the time. You know what I mean? It wasn't like we just saw him at the games. He was on ESPN like telling these niggas like, I could beat Michael Jordan.
But bro, isn't that the craziest shit? Is that like we kind of gotta go? It's almost like the only exception I'll give is probably maybe like Ja Morant's pops, because I mean I haven't looked too much into the story like of like how that like their relationship, like, because it's very unique when you see a pro athlete and their father is like right there with them. You know what I mean? Like kind of still coach, like life coaching them through the whole process or whatever. So I gotta get more. I gotta research that a little bit more. But even with like King Richard movie with Will Smith, like homie he was really turning down deals. Like, nah, she's worth more than that. Like, you kind of gotta go crazy for your kids, and it's like weird to say, but it's so true.
Yo, it's beyond where, like, we were talking about this in Scottsdale. I don't know if you know, but before they were even born, he wrote a book basically saying they were going to be the next big thing. Like, he wrote books, he wrote notes, he wrote all this shit down. Like, yo, these girls are going to be the next big, before they were born. Like, he was really an advocate of like, nah, like, I really got to be the best supporter for my kids. And I'm all for it, yo. That, I swear to God, when I watched that movie, that shit made me really think about how much time I waste on not spending time with my kid, like on people. Like, that's the first thing I was just thinking about. Like, damn, yo, like, I'm really going back and forth with this motherfucker. Like, I really could have been spending time with my daughter. That's all I kept on thinking about.
Yeah.
Like, this nigga really, like, that's all he did. That nigga went to work. He came home. I'm like, damn, man, this nigga's built different.
Is that healthy for your mental?
I don't think, like, obviously, yo, I don't think it's healthy for your mental, but, yo, everyone's different, right? So, like, he doesn't give a fuck about him going out. He doesn't give a fuck about him going to Scottsdale. He doesn't give a fuck about him being happy. I think the most important thing is he had a goal, right? He had a goal, and his goal was to take care of his family, right? And make sure these girls were the next big thing, right? And family was the only thing on his mind. He didn't give a fuck about anything else.
And that's the thing.
And
I was having a conversation with somebody about this. I can't remember who. Might have been Ashley. But yo, the fathers these days, we're built different. Like, everything's evolved, right? Like, we're so used to, like, we're not as unselfish with our time, you know what I mean? Like, we take pride in having our time to recalibrate and things like that. Like, the fathers back in the day, they was there. They would give a fuck if they was gonna go gray at 26. Like, they was in the mix with their kids, like, try to get involved as much as they could. They didn't care about seeing friends. Their friends they only have friends because of the fathers of the other children that their girls or the boys were friends with. Like, you know what I mean? Now we have so much. Fuck, we got iPhones, we got accessibility as a standpoint to us realizing that being there 24/7. I'm not saying it wasn't healthy for those fathers who did that, because, you know, more respect to them, because I couldn't do that. I couldn't. But at the same time, the same token, you do. When I did watch that movie, when we flew to San Diego, I watched that shit on the airplane. I was glued to the screen. It does put a lot more into perspective. Like, maybe it's not so much more like it made me rethink of, like, reevaluate myself, because, like, before I was trying to live that 50% dad mode, family mode, and 50% Lawrence mode. Like, I was trying to do two things at once. You can't do that. I learned.
Well, you can't. You can't say that
I know
for
you.
every father.
Yeah.
Like that's just
No. No.
and you know what I mean. Some you
Yeah, Sean. No, for sure, Sean. But I'm just from my perspective. Like I couldn't. It didn't work for me. Like I
yeah.
had to be there. Like I had to be here more and more present, and it paid off in the end. And I think I'm not making excuses for myself, but part of it comes with one, my age at the time, and two, just my
Yeah.
understanding of what fatherhood's all about. You know what I mean? So, but definitely though, like I love spending time. I love having my me time and thinking about going on trips and seeing the guys and things of that nature, just because of the way the circumstances that I've been in. But on the same note, like being with my kids and watching them laugh and giggle and shit, that shit is priceless to me.
It is, man. It is. And the years go by fast. Look, there's already year
Stop.
3. Yo, and then when you think about it, it's like, yo, it's year 3, right? 2 more years. It's like, yo, these niggas is on their own, like really going to school, right? Then after that, 13 years after that, these niggas is not even 13 after that. 10 years, they're in high school, really on their own. 4 years after that, they on their own, like wanting to be independent, drive. Shit might change where niggas is drinking at 18, all that. Like, I'm telling you, time's gonna go by.
Bro, it
fast.
goes by so quick.
Fast.
And you get so wrapped up in the moment that you think that it's like shit's going slow. But if you think like, I still remember to this day of when we were like dealing with not sleeping at night and staring up at the ceiling like this shit ain't gonna fucking work. Like, what am I gonna do? Like, it was just like, and then now I turn to like in a blink of an eye. I got a 2.5-year-old son who is speech delayed, who is now having full conversations with me, and I can clearly understand them. I got a daughter who's sassy as fuck, she's just her own woman. Yeah, bro, I can't. I'm just like at a loss for words. It's been a journey, and it's only been 3 years. I can't imagine what the fuck's gonna happen over the next.
Only 3 years, my G. Only, like, it's so much more time to go. But you know, I be telling Josh, and I be telling my buddy Luca. Josh, he has 2 girls. Luca doesn't have any kids. But they be working so much. I be telling them, man. I'm like, yo, bro, time is something you can never.
And that's why I was so happy when I got, like, God's blessed me in crazy ways, because I always said that I wanted to have flexibility in my work schedule so I could be home more. And now that I have it, it's like I couldn't imagine working 12 hours a day, 5.5 days a week, like, and not being at home, and how much more grateful I am for having Ashley's mother live with us, like all the shit she was doing. Because then I got furloughed and I was at home for 2 months not working, just watching kids getting fat, eating shit. Like, nah. I wasn't doing it. I couldn't lace their bathroom up like that. I was living at Ashley's parents' house for the first 2 months till this place was finished being renovated. But yeah, bro, it's been nuts, bro. It's been, just even think about the pandemic, like that shit went by fast. Like, it's just like, yo, moments. That's why you gotta stay in those moments, and my heart goes out to those parents whose children were unfortunately taken away from them yesterday, I believe. You know what I mean? Like, all those priceless moments. And I know there's probably some parents who were like, maybe not regret, but wish they had been in certain situations more. Like, you know what I mean? They can't get that back. You know what I mean? And that shit makes me sick to my stomach. I was a little fucked up about that.
Man, you know, it's funny because what the fuck just happened last week or like 2 weeks ago? Something happened. Obi was like, man, it just sucks that stuff like that gotta happen for people to say we gotta live life. And I'm like, yo, you definitely right. But like, for me, I always say that shit, man. Like, you gotta live life, man. You know, you gotta love every day, take every day, not for granted, really smile, really like enjoy being around, tell people you love them. Like I'm all about that shit, man. Like I don't give a
You gotta
fuck,
be,
man.
bro.
Like I really living, man. Like really be living for the day, man, because you never get that
Never.
shit back,
Tomorrow we're gonna
bro.
wake up. We'll never get the day back. Like, I'm literally gonna wake up
Never,
tomorrow. I'm
man.
gonna wake up
Never.
tomorrow, and today is gone. Like, you know what I mean? Today is now yesterday. Like, it's just,
Yeah.
bro. It's
You really just gotta really take this shit for, you can't take this shit for granted, man. And my heart goes out to those kids that passed away, man, because y'all be seeing some of the things that people be saying, and it's like, yo, you don't drop your kids off to school to die. And it's just like, damn, man, like these kids went to
they went to
school
school
and
thinking they was gonna come home, and that's the shit that kills me, bro. Is that like they wasn't even thinking about
yeah,
that shit. You know what I mean?
yeah. Then the one girl, she was calling her grandma. I'm like, yo, this shit
Yo,
is
it's so, bro,
wild.
it's so fucked. Like the way the world is, and shout out to I don't know if you saw. I know you probably saw the Steve Kerr shit on ESPN this morning. I watched that this morning. That was very powerful. Like the way his movement was behind his stance behind it. I really really felt it, and it was really moving. But Damian Lee, he got up there and said, "Yo, it's a shame that it's easier to buy a gun than it is to buy baby formula these days." Like, just think about.
I'm
I
saying
know it is. I know it's a whole different
that's
topic, but it's just like it's just so scary these days for these kids. I was just talking to my mom about this shit last week because Bo had an evaluation for preschool, and I had to go drop some paperwork off. And I went to open the door. I'm like, "Yo, the door was locked." I was like, "Oh, what the fuck?" Like, I know somebody's in here, and it didn't dawn on me that like you got to ring the bell, you got to say why you're there. Like, I don't ever recall school being like that growing up for us. You know what I mean?
yeah, you gotta put controls in place for these shootings, man. Like, just think about it now. Like, growing up, we only had like fire drills, but I'm pretty sure they got like shooting drills now to like what they do. Like, if there's a shooting, lockdown, all that shit. Like, they do all of that. But you know one thing, yo, I tell people this all the time, all the time. It's a bittersweet moment, man. And it really is. Because anytime there's a world crisis, it causes for people to implement controls and put things in place for people to be safer. And the reason I say that is because, like, I always start off with 9/11, right? 9/11 is, man, one of the most saddest days, man. Just thinking, like, anytime I'm on an airplane, man, I pray every time. Every time. I'm nervous every time. And I've been on a plane majority more than a lot of people I know, other than my mom and maybe Obi. But I've probably been on a plane more than Obi for sure. But I still get nervous, but I don't know if people remember, yo, it used to be really, really relaxed in the airport. Like, your mom, your aunt, your family, if they didn't have a ticket, they could walk you to the fucking boarding gate, drop your ass off, like, all right, yo, we out. We about to go get in the car. Niggas used to be able to park, like where they drop you off at. Park right there, get out, walk you all the way to the gate. Niggas was smoking on the plane. I'm talking about, it used to be just reckless. But when that shit happened, it really, like, locked shit down and was like, yo, listen. Can't be doing all this fuckery, yo. Like, we can't just be having random people just fucking park up and walk us all the way to the boarding gate. Like, and like, yo, listen, it's funny, man. Like, I remember, now, like, for a carry-on, like, you can't carry anything like bigger than this. Like,
You should be able to bring shit like this on the
like,
plane. This shit.
and you could bring food on a plane, all types of shit. But now it's like, yo, they really locked that shit down. And it's the same thing with COVID, yo. Like, it made people realize, like, damn, we some nasty ass motherfuckers. We we fucking sneeze, touch the door, then get on the escalator. It's like, yo, we really realized that, man, yo, like, we should have hand sanitizer on every table. We should be washing our hands. We should be brushing our teeth. Like, all that shit, man. And the same thing that goes out to these mass shootings, like, yeah, man, maybe schools need to be a little bit more stricter. Yeah, maybe there needs to be 2 or 3 more cops. Yo, losing 2 or 3 more cops out on the street to put in the schools, that's gonna help these kids. It's gonna help people. It ain't gonna do nothing bad, you know what I mean? So, like, I always say, man, anytime there's a world crisis or something bad that happens, it always improves people to be more safer, and just causes, you know, people to just really think about, like, how life just is starting to adapt, man. Like, shit's crazy, bro.
Shit's crazy out here, bro. It's just I don't even know where to start with this shit. It's like, yo, I mean, not to get too, I mean, I don't get into this whole gun control shit, but, like, it's obviously deeper than just the school, but the fact that, like, as parents now, we got to really worry about, like, sending our kids to another place where it's supposed to be safe. You know what I mean? And that's the fucked up part about it. Like, the way people view churches and how that's a sacred place, they should be viewing schools kind of like on. I'm not saying it should be viewed as a sacred place, but it should be viewed on that level, kind of like in that category of, like, a place of, like, peace. You know what I mean? There's only 3 places of peace in this. Well, what would be 3 places? It should be your home, school, and church. You know what I mean? I mean, there's probably a couple other ones that I'm missing, but those are the core that I could think of. The 3 I could think off the top of my head, and that shit ain't even safe anymore. And for parents like us who are kids are 2 or 3, like, we can only imagine what the world's gonna be like when they go to school. Like, is it gonna be better? Or is it gonna be worse? You know what I mean? Like, it's so much uncertainty with life. You always gotta, like, hone in on, like you said, you just gotta take it one day at a time, enjoy every minute, because you literally can blink up tomorrow, and hey, you know what I mean? And a tragic ass event can happen that, you know what I mean, you wouldn't wish on anybody.
Yeah, it's sad, man. It's scary, and I just be looking, man. I be looking so deep into things, man. Like, I mean, when Kobe died, man, like, it's my guy, man. I mean, when he died, man, I was just thinking about him holding Gigi, man, and just.
That's some sad ass shit, bro. That's really fucking sad, and I'm not gonna knock the people that don't have kids, but, like, only those who have kids really felt that shit, like probably, like, the homies that like Obi and them was probably like, damn, like, yo, he really went out, like, he went out a hero, like, trying to, like, shield his daughter or whatever, but, like, it's deeper than that, bro, because ain't no telling what that conversation was like from the minute that shit was going down to the time it hit that ground. Like, there's no, you can't even fathom. And then I'll never forget that day when he passed. Like, when they passed, I was on the golf course and I was just thinking, like, yo, I want to come wrap my mind around it. 2, like, after I sat down to think about it, I'm like, bro, like, how does that, like, what could one even, like, what comes to your mind? You know what I mean? Not what could someone say, because you could say a lot of things, but
That's like, just thinking about, man, these kids, man, like, man, these kids taking a bullet, man. You know what I mean? Like, you know, these kids are, like, fucking. Oh, how old?
Bro, there was 7. There was 7, 8, 9, 7 to 9, I think, or something like that.
They were like, what?
Somewhere around there, yeah.
And
it took out this bastard took out a whole classroom.
Yeah, so, man, he just, man,
2 teachers
just spraying these kids. They
have no
bro.
idea. They have no idea what's going on. That's the fucked up part about it.
No idea. Like, I'm just thinking, like, damn, man, fucking. Them niggas just getting hit with the bullet. These kids getting hit, man. Like,
Shit makes me sick to my stomach, bro. Because it'd be different. It'd be different if
it's
it was
crazy,
adults.
man.
You know what I mean? Like, it's still a tragic ass event, but like, that's an adult. You know what I mean?
Yeah, kids, man, kids.
They don't even do
bullets,
that.
bro.
They, for the most part, they don't even be doing that shit in the streets. Like, they know to leave women and babies out of it. You know what I mean? Like, you leave.
It's so crazy, yo. Like, they don't even do that shit in other countries, bro. That's only
Yeah, I
an
know.
American thing.
The
That's only an American
fucking
thing, yo.
dumb, bro. It's so fucking stupid.
Like, they were talking about that, yo. Like, yo, they don't do none of that stuff in other countries, yo. None of that, yo. That type of stuff, yo. That's like a curse on your whole family if you ever do something like that, yo. Like, that's forbidden, man. But like, it's
The
just
land of the free.
man,
That's what it is. Give people a little bit too much room for democracy, and shit like this happens. They gonna fuck around. They gonna fuck around. Shut this episode down. Fuck with us. They're leaking too much information. They need to be stopped. Diaper Dad's community needs them and their whole following needs to go away. Fuck out of here, bro. That's the truth, though. Bro,
it's sad, man. That just these kids and just dropping your kids off and just not knowing. And the crazy thing about it is when I was watching, because they always had like the camera guy outside of school and people's gathered around. It's like, at what point or how long does it take for them to realize and be like, damn, my kid is not one of the people that's accountable?
oh my god, bro. Like that shit would not register with me. Like that shit would not. I don't even know if I could register that idea like that thought for a long time. When I say a long time, probably like a day or two. Like it's just
right, because at first, like, they're not doing they don't identify the bodies, right, till after, right? First thing the school does, and this is what I believe, is like they doing a head count, right? So every class has like the list, and then when they go outside, they count the list, and they're like, all right, cool, these people are accounted for. They go through all the lists, and then finally they're like, yo, we ain't got Mr. Brown's list. Where's Mr. Brown? And then niggas is like, oh shit,
where is Mr. Brown?
and the whole time, parents are like, and there's different levels of parents, right? There's parents that are like at your neck, like, where the fuck is my kid? I don't want to see him right now. And then there's some parents that's like, yo, calm down. They gonna get to it. And then there's some parents that are like, oh my God, like, was it my kid? So there's so many different personalities you're dealing with, but I can only imagine, man, these parents just hearing like, yo, I'm sorry to tell you, man, one of the people that died was one of your kids, man. Be hurt.
I'm getting sick. I'm telling you, I'm getting sick right now thinking about that shit, bro. I can't. My heart goes out to those families, because those 19 babies.
And the teacher,
two teachers,
too, man. It's
two teachers.
Too. Like, dang, man.
As a teacher, like, how do you? You can't even. You can't explain anything. Like, you just gotta, bro. It's so disheartening. It's crazy. It's just fucking wild, bro. It's fucking wild, man. It's a crazy world we live in, but it's okay though. To get back to a lighter note, just enjoy those moments with your babies. Love on them as much as you can. Not saying that there's always a opportunity out there. Anything can happen in life, but what I will say is enjoy those moments with them. Do as much as you can with them. Be involved in their lives. I'm telling you, you'll even have so much fun doing that shit, bro. Like, watching Bo be himself and just seeing him feel comfortable at home and happy, bro. That shit is priceless. Cassidy, as much as she has this damn attitude, is priceless. You know what I mean? Like, they're becoming humans. This is what we've always said. We put all this work and energy into our kids for them to blossom, and now they're starting to blossom a little bit. It's like, all right, what I've done so far has paid off.
You know what makes me feel better than, my kid calling me mommy,
What?
daddy? This is when they call me Unc Shane, man. You got nieces and nephews, right? Oh yeah. No, but like Ashley's brother has kids, right?
Yeah, they do. What do they call me?
Exactly. They out here calling you Lawrence, my G. You gotta set them straight next time you see them, dog. Like, yo, listen, my name is Unc Lawrence.
I get so involved. I get so wrapped. Like when we have like family gatherings and shit, I get so wrapped up in whatever's going on. I just don't even pay attention. So now that you mention it, I'll probably be paying attention to it more.
That shit warms my fucking heart. Cause like my sister, she doesn't have any kids, but Jasmine has, fucking a whole fucking family reunion on her side of the family. She has all her brothers and sisters, except for one brother, has kids. But the first kid that was born, my first nephew, and mark my word, his baby shower, they went around the whole fucking room and they wanted to know who you were related to him. And I only been dating Jasmine for 2 years, and I said this. I said, I'm Stokely's uncle. And everybody was like, woo!
You set the tone early.
And then this fast forward, man, 5 years later, man, that dude be not come over the crib. Like, yo, it's funny because he doesn't see me as much. And nigga be like, what's his name?
Yeah. Yeah.
Uncle Shane.
They do that shit. The kids are funny. So Ashley's Ashley's brother's 3 kids. His youngest, Allie, she used to do that shit all the time. Like, it used to be like a running joke. I used to always ask her, like, hey, what's my name? Just to put her on the spot and shit. She could never remember it for like the first, like, until she started realizing like how to identify me and who I was within the family structure. She could never, anytime we FaceTime, they used to always ask, who's that? She'd go, who's that? Like, what's his name again? Oh, no, light bulb will go off in the head every time, bro.
But I really take pride in that shit, man, because I didn't have a lot of uncles, but I had a good amount of uncles, man. They really like, my Uncle Bucky, man, R.I.P. to him, man. Like, he really, he like one of the reasons I love music, man. Like, he used to always burn CDs growing up. Y'all young motherfuckers that don't know, he used to always burn CDs, play sports, man. I go to Jamaica, man, my other uncles, man, they take me here, take me there. Like, man, me being an uncle, like, I want to be the coolest uncle, bro. Like, I always think about that. Like, we about to go, like, I just be thinking, man, like, 10 years from now, when they come visit Unc Shane, we about to go visit Unc Shane in Maryland, man. We about to go stay over the weekend with Nova and them. Over there taking them to the court, dogging their ass out. We go to the pool. We go to the games. We go to Burger King. Like, I'm really trying to tell you, my nigga, like, man, my heart be so big, man, growing up, man, like, my aunts and my uncles, man, they used to take care of me, bro. Like, they used to, like, really take care of me. Like, they was, like, I was theirs. I'm just like, man, I just be thinking, I'm thinking now, man, like, man, my nephews and my niece, man, they come to see me, man. I gotta do right by them, man. Oh, Shane in the building. You know what I mean?
It all starts, and I think it kind of correlates to back to when we first found out our significant other was pregnant. He was like, "Oh, I'm gonna be the cool dad. We're gonna be doing this. We're gonna be doing that. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. I'm gonna be easy to talk to." And it translates over because it's different. It's different when they're your kids versus somebody else's kids because they're used to a certain lifestyle already, right? With whatever their parents had put that structure in their life, instilled into them. It's your job as the uncle, as the aunt, to not want to necessarily say break the law or make fun of the law, but more so of just show them what. Yeah, exactly. Give them a little freedom. You know what I mean, and just let them sit back and relax. So it's just like when you take your kids over to their grandparents' house, like they spoil the grandparents are supposed to spoil them. You're not getting spoiled at home.
It's funny because exactly exactly right. Spoil the motherfuckers. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's these two they get a new toy every time they go to the store. They get a new toy now. I can't.
It's funny because like every year I'm gonna take this picture. This is them and Nova and them. Like I'm in the middle, Nova and holding them. Like I'm gonna take that picture every year, yo. Like just to like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you know when I used to have young niggas hold young.
Oh yeah, and especially when you that young uncle too, that's still able to get up, get around. Sheesh.
Yeah, man, I be loving that shit, man. Like, even though I don't like visiting everybody, man, when I be going down there, I be like, yo, Shane is in the fucking building, man. What's up with Marcus, man?
That's solid, though. That's solid as fuck. Well, listen. Episode 1 of season 4 is in full effect. We're back. I feel rejuvenated. I don't know about you, GQ, but it's been a long time coming. I'm ready for whatever the fuck we got going on. I know we got a lot of big things coming our way. We popping up some merch coming up soon. Stay tuned for those updates and those details. Shane might be in Boston. I might be in Maryland. We might be in Scottsdale. It might be in fucking Jamaica. You never know with us. We gonna be somewhere, but when we are somewhere together, you know we're gonna do a podcast. So it's your boy Boog, GQ. We will catch you guys next episode. Love y'all.
Peace.